Hello, my crafty friends. Sorry, I'm having trouble getting my camera in the right position. Hopefully, I really don't know what I did. I got it out of whack somehow. Anyway, we're just going to go for it. Hi, Mina. I'm glad you're here. Are you doing all right today? Whew. Hi, Melissa. I'm glad you're here. Melissa posted in the Facebook group a blog post about making rusty stuff. And yeah, well, it's kind of like, maybe this looks better than just all blobbed up there, but excuse me. Hi, Nancy. I'm glad you're here. Anyway, I meant to grab that link and put it in the description box, and I forgot. So when we get through with this video, or maybe I'll put it into chat. Let me go find it and put it into chat. Okay, let's see if it may be too big of a link to fit in there. I may have to just put it in the description box afterwards. But anyway, this I haven't tried it yet, Melissa. That's what I'm going to do tonight. I painted some things black. These things are made out of the same grunge board. It was a Tim Holtz product. Let me get that and show you. And I painted them black with a matte spray paint, just an acrylic spray paint. They're called grunge board. There's this one. And then there's these that are all the numbers and letters and different stuff. And I just pulled some of them off, and we're going to play with them. I also painted some keys and things black. Yeah, sorry. Let's see. Let's make it. They were just in a pile. Not very obvious what they were. But I'm going to try the rusty stuff on these and on some of these. And we'll just see if it works. I haven't tried it yet. I just got some stuff ready to do it. What they said you had to have was black paint, brown paint, and cinnamon. And then Mod Podge is optional, and a heat gun. So we're gonna play with all that stuff. Those are I think this, most of us have brown paint, black paint, and cinnamon. So I think you could do it. Now, I'm also gonna do it on this and on some. I just used modeling paste on these, and we're gonna try it on that too, because they have two different methods. One method is where you paint things black in advance, and then you just put on brown paint and cinnamon and Mod Podge. The other method, you actually do the painting with black and brown, and then you add your cinnamon. And so we're going to see what we think. Hi, Laura. I'm glad you're here. You're going to watch me experiment. If you want to play along, you just need something that you want to, you can even do your metal bits if you want to. Just paint them black with craft paint as you're going. I just painted them with this with the spray paint because I thought we could get further. We could do more things if we had them already painted. So, and they talked about on that blog, they talk about spray painting some metal things and then just adding the brown paint and the cinnamon and Mod Podge. So And so if you've got black paint, brown paint, cinnamon, Mod Podge, and a heat gun, you can do everything I'm going to try. And you could just do it on regular paper, but we're going to try it on some, kind of interesting stuff. This here is a textured wallpaper. And I'm going to try it on that too. I thought I might make a journal cover out of it if it works out well. So we'll see. So we've got, quite a few things that we're going to try it on. And they said if you added the Mod Podge and used your heat gun to make the Mod Podge bubble, and then once it bubbles, you stop and you let it dry naturally after that. And once it does, it'll even look like the rust is pitted. I don't know. It sounds really cool. So I hope it works as well as they say it does. I just thought it'd be fun to have we may not do all of these tonight if it, we may not have time to do them all. But I thought it'd be fun to have a bunch of rusty things I could just add into stuff whenever I want to. So that's why I decided to get out a bunch of stuff and work on a bunch of stuff. Hi, Holly. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Patricia. It's good to see you. So, and like I said, I've got the modeling paste stuff. So I've got a lot of different things we can work on tonight. I just realized what I really need is a place to set these things after I've got them all done. But, oh, you have to see this. I put this in the bottom of a box and laid these things on top of it and then spray painted them. So now I've got this really cool piece of paper. Isn't that neat? So I'll have to do something with that later. I need to set me up a little table over here, so just a second. Oh. Okay. I have a little thing I set over my trash can to make an extra table when I need one. So, anyway, I just thought these were interesting and I never use them. So I decided this would be a way to use them. Maybe if I like them good enough this way, I'll punch out the others and use them. So. Oh, Laura. Oh, goodness, that must have been a shock to find out a project you were going to work on was from 2018. Oh, maybe that's what happened to some of my swap partners. I've got a couple of swap things I sent out that I never ever received the whatever it was from my swap partner, and I always wondered what happened. Maybe it's sitting in their to-do pile. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, I am going to warn you in advance just because I don't know how it's going to go. I was moving stuff around in my craft room this morning and doing a lot of bending over, which I know I really shouldn't do a lot of, bend over and pick stuff up off the floor. Anyway, I got my rib out of place again. I went to the chiropractor this afternoon, and so I'm doing good right now. But if it starts bothering me, I'm going to stop and go in the house, and we'll finish this another time. But I got everything ready, and so I didn't want to not do it. Okay, hi, Mindy. I just realized I don't think I said hi to you. I hope I said hi to everybody else. Let me look and see. I don't want to miss anybody. We're early enough in the stream I can look back. Nancy. Hi, Nancy. I'm glad you're here. I don't know how I missed that. How I missed you, Nancy, because you were way up at the beginning. Hi, Janet. I'm glad you're here. Okay. Now I need a brush because that was one of the, that's basically what you do this with is a brush. Um, Now I don't. One of the things they talked about, they did it kind of like with a stencil brush. And I think I'm supposed to have a stencil brush somewhere. Give me just a second. Let me see if I can find it. Oh. Okay, I do. Okay. Thank you, Janet. I've got a couple of different things. This is remember these old basters? Now everything's silicone. They don't do these anymore, but I got this at a thrift store and I thought I'm not going to cook with that since I guess I could put it in the dishwasher, but anyway, I thought it would work well as a stenciling brush. And then I've got this one, and then I've got a regular paintbrush. So depending on what I'm working on, I'll use these. I think I'm going to save this one for the Mod Podge, and I'll use this one for the paint along with this. And we're going to start with these things because they're already setting out here. So hi, Cheryl. I'm glad you're here. I don't need black paint right now. I just need brown paint because I've already painted these things black. So, and I've got cinnamon in this, and then I noticed she put it in a really not long-nosed little bottle. But I thought if I wanted to put it in just one certain spot, I would use this little. So I put some cinnamon in there, and then I've just got the regular sprinkler thing that comes on the cinnamon. So we're gonna do that too. Okay, so I think I want to start with some of the ones that are bigger, just because I don't know what I'm doing yet. So let's get these bigger ones out here, and we'll work on those first. Janet, I'm going to make faux rust on these things. Now these are grunge board. It looked like this before, but they were, of course, shaped before I spray painted them black. And now I'm gonna make them rusty. That's what that's all I've got planned for tonight. Whenever we get through rust and stuff, or my back starts hurting, I'm going in. Okay. But it says to I think I may have too much brown paint here, but anyway. Let's just go ahead and do. All right, put that aside. Let's sprinkle our rust on it. Now, when she talks about this, she says that she goes ahead and kind of pats down the cinnamon into the paint with her fingers so it'll stick. Okay, so we've got this, and This puts this tiny little puff out. It doesn't really do a whole lot. Okay. I need to move these and sweep off. Let's just see if we can pick up some. um, anyway, I'm going to move some of these because when I start that heat gun, this cinnamon would just go everywhere and I'd probably be breathing it in. So, boy, the cinnamon doesn't want to get picked up. Okay. This grunge board is a Tim Holtz product, and I got it at the thrift store a long time ago, so I've never even seen it in the store. It may have been there, it may be there, but I haven't seen it myself. So I don't know if you can even get it or not, but oh, I'm okay now. I just cleaned up the rest of this is kind of stuck down, so it's not going to be a problem. I also need, though, a place to put that. No, I'll just put it over here. Okay. So she said the best way to put the Mod Podge on is to dab it on, not to brush it. So by the time I turn on my heat gun, there aren't going to be any particles because they're all going to be covered in. That may be too much Mod Podge, but and this is supposed to, not only does it seal it in, but it's supposed to give it a kind of a pitted like pitted metal look. Okay, I'm obviously going to need some more. Okay. One more time, I'm going to pick up stuff because I don't want the Mod Podge gluing the pieces down either. Ah! Right now, these just go like kind of weird. All right. Wrap that up in there so it won't dry out. Okay. Heat gun. Hi, Angie. Hi, Beth. We are making faux rust on these pieces of grunge board. They were spray painted black with a matte acrylic paint, and then I used a brown craft paint and cinnamon. And now I'm gonna now I'm sealing them, and hopefully this the Mod Podge will help them look more rusty. Faux Rust. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I was going to say, but mine's not bubbling, but now it is. I got too big a habit of moving things around, and I don't know if y'all can see it start to bubble up, but that's what we're looking for. Usually when we're heating stuff, we're trying to avoid that. We're trying to avoid that bubbling, but this time we're looking for it. So I'm going to set these aside, and we'll come back and look at them later and see how they did after they finish drying. Hi, Teresa. Make sure I didn't miss anybody else. Beth and Angie came in just as I got started with the Mod Podge, and so I want to make sure I didn't miss somebody else. And Cheryl and Teresa. Okay. All right. Now we're going to do the same thing on some metal things. And I got some of these too. All right, that's enough of those. We can always come back and do a second round of stuff of each kind of thing afterwards, but I want to work on as many things as I can. Hi, Julie. I'm glad you're here. Let me come in a little bit closer. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing we did before. I'm just going to kind of dab on some brown paint. You don't want to cover up all the black, but you want enough of the brown paint to grab the cinnamon. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna take some of that off and move it over and clean up this cinnamon. And then I'm going to pat the cinnamon down and we're going to Mod Podge it. Okay. Luckily, cinnamon is cheap and we had 2 bottles in the pantry, so I took the one that had been used out of and left the new one for actual food purposes. Okay. Okay, those look pretty rusty just like that, don't they? And it'll smell nice. That's right. Hungry for cinnamon toast. Oh, that does sound good. I haven't had cinnamon toast in. I honestly can't even remember when. Okay. Now then, um, the Mod Podge. And I don't know, I honestly can't remember if they used Mod Podge on their metallic pieces. I don't think they did, but they may have. Anyway, we're going to. I read the instructions and I thought that sounds so fun and easy. I'm going to just do it. So I'll have some fun stuff to put in or on journals now. Of course, that's all assuming this works as good as it looks like it does in the blog. I used a matte acrylic spray paint, black matte acrylic spray paint. Okay. Oh, I meant to clean up the underneath this stuff before I start heating it up with the heat gun. Hi, Riri. I'm glad you're here. It is really interesting. I just really hope it works, because if it does, it is going to be the easiest, cool way to get rusty stuff, or rusty looking stuff. So here we're going with the heat gun again. Oh, Lisa has a question. Beth has a question. Sorry. Let me go back and find Beth's question. Joe wants to know where that big pull ring came from. This one right here. I think off a can of sardines, but I'm not positive. Well, Kathy, I don't know. This won't rust your paper pretty. Well, I don't know. It might rust your paper pretty. I wouldn't get rid of my other rusty stuff if I was you just yet. You're supposed to heat this until it bubbles up. And I'm doing these one at a time so that maybe they will have cooled off by the time I get finished, and I can come back and pick them up and move them. Once it bubbles, you're supposed to stop and let it finish drying naturally. Hi, Barbara. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Daddy. It's good to see you. Now I'm going to see if these things are pick upable. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to set them over here by the grunge board pieces. We'll let them dry, or finish drying, I guess I should say. Okay, well, I was looking to see if any of those other pieces were finished, but they're not. Oh, Kathy, you're funny. Well, those Pop Tops came off of cream and mushroom soup, and another. The really big ones might have come off of a can of Spam. My husband likes fried Spam. Doesn't eat it very often, but every once in a while, it's one of those things from his childhood that every once in a while he wants. Or sardines. Those are the three things that we get with Pop Tops on them. Once in a while, I think I get a can of tomatoes that has Pop Tops too. But anyway, okay. Now we're gonna do. Let's do this first because I think this will be interesting. They did this on a orange paper instead of a white paper, but I did it on white paper, so I guess the orange paper would have kind of given you a head start on the rusty color, but we're going to start out with the black. And I'll probably kind of fussy cut these things out. So I'm going to go around it pretty good, but I'm not going to try to do the whole piece of paper. I guess that's what I'm saying. And it's pretty much the same process, except I'm using black as well as brown paint. Let's go ahead and do some paint around. Woo! Okay, too much. Okay, I'm going to set that back aside over here and clean this up. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing with the, I think I should let this dry maybe. I don't remember if they said to let it dry before you do the Mod Podge or not. The butterfly you can still kind of see. The dragonfly kind of disappeared into the paint. Hey, Tanya. I'm glad you're here. We're making faux rusty stuff. excuse me. I think I'm going to go ahead and put the Mod Podge on because I'm afraid if I wait till this is all dry, then it won't have that pitting effect that it has, or that it's supposed to have. I think I can tell from the other pieces that it is going to do that pitting thing. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to see. Like I said, the dragonfly kind of got lost in the paint. Okay, now for the heat gun. All right. And we're going to let this set aside. Okay, let me see if any of these look dry enough to be able to tell. Well, they're still not. We still need to dry a little bit more. But I'll show you what they look like. It's my camera is not showing you that. You don't see the rusty color, but there is rusty color on there. I wish you could see it better. Oh, I have 3 craft mats, Tanya, and I have cut every one of them. Let's put these on here. Maybe we can see it better. I just can't manage not to do that. Well, it just wants to pick up the darkness. It doesn't want to. That's a shame. I'll have to take some pictures of them and show you. It looks rusty to y'all. Okay, well, it's kind of, when I'm looking at the deal, it looks hard to tell, but it definitely looks rusty to me. Let's see if this one shows up a little bit better. Well, let's put it up on my hand. Maybe it'll. There we go. You can see that one a little bit better. don't know if you can. They're still got stuff. They still need to dry. All of them do. None of it's completely dry yet, but the rust is made from cinnamon, Riri. You paint it black and brown, and then you sprinkle cinnamon on it and pat it in, and then you put Mod Podge on top of it and heat it till the Mod Podge bubbles, and then you let it dry, and that makes the I think that makes the rust. I think if I had more brown and less black, it would probably do better. So we're gonna kind of do that. I'm gonna kind of I'm going to paint this black, but I'm going to let it dry before I put the brown on. And I'm going to do, because I think that works better than doing the black and the brown, because they were mixing too much, I think, when I tried to do the black and the brown at the same time. And that's just probably because I don't know what I'm doing. But I need to repost that blog post so y'all can. This is the blog post where I got the idea from. Melissa Clifford posted it in our group, and well, I had to go try it out. I had to check it out, and when I saw how easy it looked, I decided I had to try it out. And if it's I'm going to try this one by brushing the brown just over the high parts and see if then the cinnamon maybe will just stick to the high parts. That's my hope for this. No, it doesn't need to be organic. I just got the cheap stuff. $1 a bottle kind of stuff. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with these. We can just let things, while we're painting black, we can let things, dry while we paint other stuff, and then come back in with the brown. I think that works the best as far as getting real, because you need the brown, and when it was just mixing with the black and wasn't really brown. So, and let's do this too. I didn't want to spray paint everything because not everybody has spray paint, and I wanted to make sure it would work with just, it said it would, and I believed it, but with just craft paint. And the spray paint I used on the metal pieces and the other grunge board pieces was it was a matte acrylic paint. And I bought it for a specific project. I don't remember at this point what that project was, but I just still had it. So I thought, why not? Might as well use it, right? Okay, set this aside to dry too. Hi, Candy. I'm glad to see you. I bet that would look really good too. I bet it would. I don't have anything that's specifically patina. I might could find something to use, some kind of color to use that way, but I'm going to work on this too. So modeling paste, the butterfly and other stuff is modeling paste. This that I'm adding on at the end is Mod Podge. But the butterflies in here, those are modeling paste. Okay. I'm just going to do this because it's going to take a lot of black paint for this. This is a textured wallpaper. You can kind of see the texture as I'm painting it. But I thought it might be fun to do this way too. So we'll see. I don't know. It's all an experiment. This one, if it works out, I might turn it into a journal cover. That was my thought. It's just it's paintable wallpaper. I mean, they sell it. You know, one of the selling points of it is that it's paintable. Because who would just want white texture on there? Well, some people might just want white texture. But if you want that, you might as well just texturize your wall instead of putting this on it. Anyway, I don't know. It was in my sample wallpaper book, and I'm happy to have it. So I'm going to use it. I'm just trying to get a good layer of black down so that we can add the brown and the cinnamon to the textured parts. That's my hope that that'll work. Trying to get off the extra paint so it'll dry faster. And I don't want it to fill in all the texture. Okay. Hi, Sharon. I'm glad you're here. Um, According to what she said, it doesn't even you don't even have to do the Mod Podge step. You just do that if you want it to be really wrinkly. But I would think matte medium might do the same thing. I mean, if you want it to look pitted, I would think if you put matte medium on it and then what am I trying to say? Heated it up till it bubbled, I would think it would do the same thing. Do you have matte medium? And this, one reason I'm not sure mine will work is because what I'm using is not just Mod Podge, it's Mod Podge mixed with glue. So we're just going to see. I think it's working, but hi, Barb. You've got the death spinning circle. Oh no, I'm sorry. Does everybody have the death spinning circle? Beth's okay. Sharon's okay. Oh, here we go. Okay, thank you, Tanya. Yeah, Elmer's glue might work. Would y'all ask Barb to see if she can refresh and see if that'll help? If she's spinning, she won't hear me. But if y'all could type in there and ask her to refresh, maybe that would help. Okay, that one's not dry yet. That one needs a little more dry time too for the black. Okay, I'm going to pick, this is getting drier, so I'm going to give you an update. Here's an update. Still not completely dry. You can see little patches of white, but it's definitely looking rusted. Here's a key. Here are butterfly and dragonfly at this point. The Mod Podge layer also kind of seals the stuff in so the cinnamon doesn't come off, but I think it'd probably be okay. Hi, Sherry. I'm glad to see you here. Yeah, it was a real key. I'm trying to see. Here are some other of the rusty metal pieces. But all of them still, need to dry some more. So it'll be interesting to see, what they look like tomorrow. Well, go ahead and go for the dead keys. I think that's a good thing. Okay. Let me clean this brush. And so we can just use brown paint and not get black paint. Oh, I'm sorry, Barb. Okay. I need some more brown paint. Now I want to put the cinnamon on it while it's wet because that's what the cinnamon connects to the paint. So I'm going to stop there and put cinnamon on this one. Okay, and I'm just going to pat it in and then tap it off in the trash. I think I put too much cinnamon. I need to do one where I don't put so much cinnamon. Maybe this butterfly will be the one. Maybe the butterfly will be the one. But I'm like that. I'm heavy-handed. I tend to overdo everything, so. Okay. Okay, this looks maybe less overdone. I don't know. We'll see. And now we're going to Melissa provided our inspiration for tonight. Thank you, Melissa. And brushing on your Mod Podge might work just fine. They just said it worked better to pounce it, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, let's go ahead and use the heat gun. Come on, bubble up. Okay. We'll set this one aside. Okay. It's amazing how wet it gets underneath that when you do that. Okay. Let's do this one now. Okay, this is what it looks like if you just do the black and the brown and the cinnamon. And it looks rusty. So you could just do that. You wouldn't have to do, but the Mod Podge gives it that pitted metal look. I guess that's really all it does. Thank you, Janet. Yeah, I thought if we're doing stuff that's going to look steampunky, this is my only, I think it's my only steampunky kind of stencil. So Okay, I'm going to leave some places that aren't completely, you know, where the Mod Podge is kind of modeled too, and see if how that looks. If it's not totally covered in Mod Podge, see if that is a better or less good effect. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to draw this one. It holds the cinnamon in. Yeah. Yeah, it does. It does that too. Although I think, you know, if your paint's wet and you pat down the cinnamon, most of it will probably stay in anyway because of the brown paint, but it'll stay in better this way. All right, we're going to set this one aside. And we're going to work on this one. Yeah, it does say you can do that you can add more cinnamon to the Mod Podge. If there's a certain area you want more cinnamon on, it did say that. And I forgot that. You're right, Melissa. I've just put enough cinnamon on there I didn't need to. Okay, and I'm kind of getting the brown on this. And it's drying pretty quick, so I don't know if it's going to actually hold on to the cinnamon or not. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do that one where I'm not even trying to get it completely covered. I would think so, Janet. I would think that would work great. Do you have any moss green to add to it? Let's see. This one says it's forest moss. We'll see. Let's put a little cinnamon on top of some of that too. Thanks, Melissa. Thank you, Janet. Okay, let me wipe this extra off into the trash can. I probably wiped off too much. Anyway, we're going to Mod Podge it and see what happens. Hi, Mary. Hi, Deborah. I'm glad y'all are both here. This time we're also going to add a little, since I wiped off a bunch of cinnamon, we're going to add some in the Mod Podge before we dry it. And I'm trying to leave spots without any Mod Podge this time on purpose to see how that works. Not a lot, I admit, but anyway, some. Okay, now we're going to sprinkle just a little bit more cinnamon. Okay, let's move. Get that off before I start the heat gun. Yeah, Dollar Tree cinnamon would be a great plan. I got this at Walmart, but it costs pretty much exactly the same as if you get it at Dollar Tree. All right. It does smell good, Kathy. Okay, now we're going to set this one aside. Okay, this is it's still not 100% dry. Um, but it definitely looks like it's rusted. Um, I just wish you could see it better. Yay, Mina, there you go. A sewing machine? No, this is not a sewing machine brush. It is a basting brush. I grew up with these. My mom used these all the time to baste her meats. So, so there's that one. So there, maybe you can see the grunge, see the rusty. And here are my numbers, some of them. I'll try to take a picture and post it in the group. These look really good. Here's some of our metal pieces. Let's see if we can. I don't know if you can. Here's this one. I don't know if I showed you that one or not. And oh, I almost forgot to do my big piece to make a journal cover. Let's see how this works. Got it up here drying and totally forgot about it. Well, it's still wet some, but I think we're gonna not worry about it. I think I'm gonna do some add some kind of turquoisey color and the mossy green and the brown on this one and see how it turns up. I'm just going to kind of put I'm sorry, I can't read chat while I'm painting, and so I'm just sitting here. I'm not even talking to you. Oh, thanks, Tanya. Well, Barbara mentioned mossy green and opened up a whole new world of my thinking here. So then I decided I like the turquoisey colors, so we're going to do them both. So we're going to have a mix of colors. I think I need a little bit more blue over here because this kind of got faded out because the black was still wet. Okay. Now then, we're going to put some cinnamon on it, and I don't know how much of it will even stick because, you know, the paint kind of is drying as I'm doing it, but. All right, we're going to leave that alone, and I'm going to pat it down. Oh, dear. Okay, clean my hands a little bit. Oh, goodness. I tell you, that cinnamon, it's like having painty sand on your hands. Hi, Barbara. I'm glad you're here. Okay, I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Go away. I don't need you right now. Okay. Now then. Hi, Vanessa. I'm glad you're here. Now, this is going to take a long time if I pounce it like I did everything else, but we're going to. Since it's a journal cover, I really want to cover it because I want to make sure the whole thing is, you know, as protected as. You know what I'm thinking? I'm going to try. I don't know if it'll make it easier or faster or not. Well, nope, I guess not. Okay. I thought I had a piece of sea sponge that would maybe put more on per pounce. I'm going to mute for just a second. Okay, sorry. Hannah came in. She's cooking some avocado skins for me. She was like, when does it go from from what you want to having been cooked too much? I said, well, I'm not sure you can cook it too much, but if it's dark, go ahead and turn it off. She said, it's really dark. I said, okay, go ahead and turn it off. Oh, that's a good idea, Tanya. Okay, so I won't. Of course, now I've got all this pounced Mod Podge on here. It's be kind of weird to not do it all. Of course, It's not perfectly covered, so I guess it'd be okay to just do it as imperfectly as I've been doing it. But I could have done even less if I'd thought about that. Okay, I have an idea I want y'all to think about. Something I'm thinking about doing in our Facebook group. Um, I saw a YouTube video by Jenny Belly, and she's doing what she calls a boomerang journal swap in her journal workshops group, and I'm a part of that group, but I haven't done anything with them in a long time, and I was thinking about going ahead and doing this with them, but then I thought it might be something y'all might be interested in doing, something like it in my Facebook group. And I'm just gonna, while I'm doing this, I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about it. What it is you have one person that you're trading with, and you each make a journal a specific size, one that'll fit, kind of in an envelope. And she said, she was saying use your standard size paper, so it'll fit in a standard, an envelope that one of the large card envelopes, or a 6x9 envelope, if you're in the U.S. Uh, uh, and and then just use like 5 pieces of paper, whatever kind of paper you want, and build this little journal, and then put a layer down on some of the pages and leave some of them blank. And then you swap with your partner, and you write them a letter and tell them a little bit about yourself and what you like about art and what your favorite kinds of things to art with are, and kind of an information swap as well as a journal swap. And then you spend a year swapping these journals back and forth, and however often you want to do it. If you want to do it every 2 weeks, you can. If you want to do it once a month, you can. But you're swapping these two same journals, and you're each adding layers to the other person's journal pages, and it's a no control zone. You have to totally give up control and be happy with whatever your partner adds to your journals. So, when you add a layer, don't think about what you're going to do as your next layer. Just let your partner add stuff in, and if you can, then you can add on to what they do, and you just swap them back and forth. But the reason I'm hesitating about it at all is because it's a big commitment to do this for a year. But you're building a journal with your and your friend's art, your art buddy is what she calls them, your art buddy's art going into these two journals. And at the end of the year, you'll both have a finished journal that you created together, almost as if you sat side by side and took turns adding stuff in. And I think it's a really cool idea. Um, if y'all want to do it, we'll do it in group. If you don't, then I'll join her group. But I have to decide before the 21st if I'm going to join her group or not. So y'all be thinking about it. And I'll maybe add a thing in group and see if well the yeah, I could easily swap with Tanya. That would be no problem whatsoever. And I would enjoy that. But what I'm wanting to know is if other people would like to do this, and we can, trade partners in the group so that anybody who wants to do it can have a partner to switch with. I guess that's what my real question is. Do y'all want to do it? If you do, if several of you would sign up, even if it's just, 6 people or 4 people, that would be 2 or 4 groups of people doing it. And, but, definitely don't want anybody to sign up unless they can really do it. And the one, yes, so you have like Teresa, if you were my partner, you would build a journal and I would build a journal, and then we would just send them back and forth through the mail for over the next year, however many times we wanted to. We could decide that at the beginning, and then at the end it would be finished. Some people really like the idea of something like that, and other people might not. And it would definitely be something that nobody would be expected to participate in. In fact, if you're not sure that you want to do it, yes, journal pen pals. If you're not sure you want to do it, then don't sign up, because your partner would be disappointed. So that's why I'm asking if there's anybody who wants to do it. I'll set it up and choose you a partner, but it would have to be all US people, unless we've got some Canadian, 2 people in Canada or 2 people somewhere else, 2 people in Australia or whatever that want to do it. But I think it wouldn't work well, considering how things are right now, to swap international. Um, anyway, y'all think about that, and I'll make a little video talking about it that video will only be in the Facebook group. So you can't share it with anybody. It's going to be an unlisted video that's only for the people who are in the group. And then you can sign up, comment underneath that where I post that video if you want to do it. I just wanted to see if anybody would want to. Yes, they would be small. You could make it whatever size you and your partner decide. Well, you wouldn't have to see. That's something you have to decide for yourself. And you and your partner could decide you only want to do it for 3 months, I guess, if you want to. The point of it is that every month, every time you swap, you tell a little bit about yourself and you send the journal to the other person. So you're learning about each other, as well as making journals. Yes, this base is a wallpaper. It's a textured wallpaper. All right, we're going to call that good enough. And we're going to let this sit and dry. I need a louder place to put this. Come on, that's not going to work. Well, good grief. Okay, that's going to have to work. Okay, I'm going to give you one last look at the stuff that we've done so far. And I think that probably you've seen as good as you're going to see. Trying to see if some of that, I think it really is dry. It's just bubbled up just enough that it's not, that it looks kind of like it's a clear film. Let's see if this will help. You can over bubble evidently. Here's what this piece looks like. See, yeah, you could definitely over bubble. I've got, let's see if we can push them down some. All right, now I know. This one I'll definitely have to coat again so that it won't be bubbly. And I think these are probably a good example. Okay. Let me put my paintbrush in here and this brush in here. Oh. I gotta clean this a little bit better. Because I just poured Mod Podge right into that lid. Okay. I think, in a if you just wanted to add some kind of rusty stuff to a page in a journal, you could probably do it this way, just as part of painting in that journal. I'm trying to, let me think. Oh, you're welcome, Melissa. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you were able to be here. Okay. Oh, here is my finished Just Play journal. And so it might be fun to just give this a little try on this page right here, since it's already messed up. Except this is, that is a problem. We'll do that. We'll fix that problem. And let's do this so this will stay flat. Okay, so let's see. Out this, moved my paint out of the way, but I think I'm going to play with it. So I'm gonna, and I stuck that Mod Podge brush into something else. But okay. All right, I think I'm going to do just kind of that same thing on this. Let's just see. We're going to make it look like it's some kind of, piece of metal. I should have stuck something under there. Let me stick something under there. let's just do this. That way it'll be. Because it'd be fun to have the edge kind of rusty too. Hi, Allie Kay. Yeah, I'll put this, I'll probably go ahead and put this in that playlist too, since I'm doing this page. Sometimes live streams get put in a whole bunch of different playlists because I do a bunch of different things, but okay, we're going to leave it like that, and we're going to just do a little cinnamon sprinkling. And I don't know how much of it will even, stick because the craft paint dries pretty quick. But we can add more into the Mod Podge. Okay, let me move this and okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the Mod Podge on, and then we're going to, we may add some more cinnamon just in certain areas. It is pretty like that. I agree, Laura. I was just thinking the same thing. Actually, I think I might just try brushing it and see what we get. I think it does kind of wipe it off a little bit, but we haven't tried it by brushing, so we're going to. Okay. I'm going to sprinkle cinnamon kind of right on the edge. And then maybe a little bit here, and a little bit here, and a little bit there. So that it's not solid anywhere. And we'll see what this does. Yes, that would be fun on the jelly plate, wouldn't it, Kathleen? How are you doing tonight, Kathleen? I'm glad you're here. Okay, I'm going to kind of pat down. Into the Mod Podge, the part that I added on. Okay. Now I'm going to use the heat gun on this too and see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna let it sit here a minute. That's what it looks like. And the cinnamon really doesn't come off, but it looks like it's sitting right on top like rusty dust. I really like that. I think it looks really cool. Now I've got this blank spot right there where I didn't put anything. So let's at least put a little paint up there so it doesn't look completely neglected. There we go. Thank you, Tanya. I like it. I think it's something I'll be doing more often. Mina, that's funny. Well, I'm amazed at how much texture you can feel that cinnamon, but it doesn't come off. It's really, it's glued down by the Mod Podge, but it's still sitting on top. So yay, there's my first page in this journal. Let's see if I can find a white pen so I can date it and everything, because I'm going to try to do that better in this journal. I'm going to say Faux Rust. There we go. Documented. That was the quickest rusting page. I love it. I really do. I just want to pet it, and makes me very happy, that page. That's good for a first page. That bodes well for the rest of the journal, right? Oh, I wasn't sure if that was wet or not, so I just got it all over my hands because it was. Okay. Well, I had fun, and I think this was slap down an old vintage looking photo. We could, but this journal's not about making art journal pages. It's about playing with paint and stuff. So I'm not trying to make everything into an art journal page. I'm just gonna, things like this I just want to leave alone so I remember. I can see all of what we did. I mean, that is just gorgeous. That is really gorgeous. I love it. It's not only about new techniques, Teresa. It's just about playing. It's about just opening up a journal and knowing that it can be whatever it turns out. Um, I've been pulling magazines. Oh, good night, Deborah. Thanks for coming. I've been pulling images out of magazines that have color combinations or something like that. Um, that I like, and I'm going to use them to inspire a page. However, that page, I mean, whether it's the shapes I put on the page or the colors I put on the page or textures or something. So I've been collecting magazine pages that I'm going to use this way in this journal. So they will, most of them will be inspired. The pages will be inspired by something, but I don't know until I pull out that page how each page is going to inspire me. I just picked a bunch of magazine images and that I could pull out to make me have an idea of what, you know, some inspiration for each page. If y'all want me to, I'll run in the house and get that stack, and I can just show you a few of them so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna be making videos of when I do this work in this book. Sometimes I'm probably not gonna do every page on a video, um, but I'm liking the idea of having something I'm looking at to be my inspiration. Okay, I'll let's see. No, that I was trying to get that where you could see it and it would not be so glary while I'm gone, so you have something to look at. Okay, there you go. I'll be right back. Teresa has finished her first felted journal page. Cool, Teresa. Post it in the groups. I want to see. I'll be right back. Okay, I got a bunch of words that I pulled out for my scavenger hunt. What do you call that thing? The ransom note. So I'm going to take those off real quick. Okay. Okay, let's just grab some. I didn't run, Tanya, I promise. I thought when I pulled this one out, I thought it would be fun to do a green background and then just put the bunny on it. That was my thinking for this one. Some of them, I didn't really think about what I would do with them. There was something about the image that I liked. Like this one, I like the vertical black and then the blue patches of blues and greens with the mostly white background. This one too, I like that. I'm trying to do more where I can leave some white. But I like the stripes of blue going across like water. And so it's not, you know, I may not have had anything specific like this one. I just like the blue and white and I like the wood, but I don't know what that would make me do with it. And this one, I like the wood and I like the idea of vines growing up the wood. And this one, I love the cherry blossoms and the fence and the path. That might be a fun thing to do. Okay, he was just cute. That's just all there is to do with that one. And this one, I love how pink that is right there. And with the green and the kind of neon green. And then there's some brown interspersed in it. And here we've got, you know, sharp edges, but the colors are kind of soft. And like I said, I still don't know, you know, when I pull out one, then I'll decide what I'm going to actually do with that page. But, and these actually were for the scavenger hunt journal too. Oh no, I changed my mind. I'm going to do something else for flowers. But, when you look at, you know, all the colors of nature, that's inspiring just in and of itself. These are not colors I normally use, but if I pulled this one, I would think, okay, that's the color palette I'm going to use today. This one also would be a color palette, and maybe shapes too. Maybe try some, you know, round shapes and some long shapes and some swirls. And I just like the sunset and the stripes. So these may be very weird, abstract kind of pages that I'm doing. And I like the idea of the sun coming in to a dark place. And that one again has the long lines that intersect over here, but then it's got the, you know, the colors and stuff there. And I don't know about that. They were just cute. Some of them didn't make me think anything in particular. This was just kind of a terracotta look and style that I thought would be pretty with flowers. So it might be fun to use kind of a brown background with flowers, and textures, like kind of a mottled texture behind the flowers. And that was probably just pinks and greens, springtime. This is Caprock Canyon State Park, which is not too far from where I live. It's a separate canyon from Paladura Canyon. I don't know if they meet up or not. I haven't looked into that. But I love the pale sky and all the dark, bright, saturated colors in the foreground. I'm not, this is in Texas too, but I'm not sure where. But these are bluebonnets, which are our state flower. But the cloud is just so dramatic, and then you've got, you know, all the nature down here. So I don't, you know, like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with these, but I'm just going to pick one and let it inspire me however it does. That is just pretty. And here's a, you know, fields of bluebonnets. This is at Muleshoe Bend Recreational Area near Spicewood, Texas. But look at this. You've got this field, and then you've got this, you know, like path that comes out of nowhere. It looks like it probably came from over here, but it just looks like it comes out of nowhere and winds around and heads right off into nowhere again. I find that fascinating. And I think this one was, I like the idea of a bunch of leaves and vines around, and then maybe just some little destination, you know, in the middle. That's those flowers. I just, Indian blanket is what those are called. And I think, you know, when I looked at this one, I just was thinking a solid background with one big flower and some leaves. And this one was as much about colors blending together as anything. Besides, it was a cute image. It would be fun. They're sisters, and they have a junk empire. They buy junk, and I don't know if they refurbish it and then resell it or what. But anyway, and this would just be fun to do. I just thought that might be a fun page to do. And, you know, this is just a fence with red in the front and the sky. I don't know. Interesting. You went to first grade in Muleshoe, Texas. When I first met Darren, that's where his parents lived, was in Muleshoe. I had family that lives there too. The McCormicks, I I don't know if you would have known them, but they had an upholstery shop in Muleshoe. And I thought this would be just fun, a fun splatty flower picture. I just think that'll be fun to do, period. And this one, it was the square in the square in the square. I really kind of like that kind of abstract look and architectural kind of thing. And this one, I just thought it was fun to have stripes going, you know, everything is stripes going this direction. And they're not even stripes. They're not all the same size, and they're not the same color. And I don't know why I chose that one. Maybe it was just the different colors and the way the felt is done, that all the hats look like they have a different texture. I don't know. And I think this one was just green and blue, which I like, but I don't usually work with this bright green and bright blue. And this was one, I was thinking it would be fun to do black and rust on a page. But I guess I would need to do circles that on that day, wouldn't I? Well, that's cool, Mary. And I am not sure about this, except that I liked the idea of the wood and the copper. Of course, you know I love copper. So I was thinking maybe something that looks like wood grain with copper circles. And this is just bright, the coral and the greens and the yellow. Same thing here, just maybe, you know, the idea of one big focal point and then a smaller one kind of back there. I think, you know, a lot of times advertisements and other photographs will show us some ideas if we just look at them. And I don't normally look at them for ideas of what I could do. This is like, I was just thinking some stark white image, I don't know what, on a green and blue background with, you know, where it's kind of, they fade in and fade out of each other. Something like that on the page we did tonight probably would have been fun. Hi, Carrie. It's good to see you. I just wish I had that room. Wouldn't that be a fun place to create? It's small. It's probably not any bigger, much bigger anyway than where I am right now, but there's bookcases just heading in there. But they're pointing here, and then you've got these other squares behind her. It all kind of, she really shows up there. And this was just those colors. I would not have put those colors together, and so I put them there as a color palette idea. Same thing with this. Just the idea of putting a really dark background with these bright things in it. Are you talking to me, Riri? I do use watercolors some, not a ton. My daughter is a much better watercolorist than I am. I do have some watercolor paper in that book, because I want to use it. Now, this was a mood thing. I just, those dark colors together, I don't know, I was in the mood for something moody, I guess. I'm not going to talk about any of the others. I'm just going to show you because I need to go in pretty soon. Just most of these I picked for the colors. Colors to put together that I might not normally do, or shapes to have in my art. You know, paths and arches always intrigue me. Oh, I'm glad you got it, Teresa. You don't have to be in a hurry, hon. Just whenever it works out for you is great. Now, this was also kind of about composition. Sometimes they're just about composition as well as color. But a lot of them like this are about color. Just the color palette. That was just beautiful. This is Houston, Texas. I've never seen it look that pretty. Sorry. This is Dallas. I've never seen it look that pretty either. Okay. Those cities are too big for me to want to live in. Here's some more that are just about the color palette. And I like the leaves and the avocado with the texture behind it. Colors. And this is kind of also the abstract, you know, I don't know, the geometric shapes and colors together. Some of these are just different color palettes. Yeah, they always look better in magazines, don't they? This was also color palettes. You've got this whole picture, and this is the focal point. But I would love to have that room. I would love to have those shelves. And this one I debated. I got it out and I love the look of it, but I'm not sure what it would help me do, but I love the look of it. So, and I like that coming into a point of that one. Like I said, I have no idea until I pull it out how I'm feeling that day, what I'm going to do with it. But I was just pulling stuff out that are, you know, for palette. First of all, I was thinking just color palette. And then I started thinking there might be other things that could inspire me in them too. The perspective, yeah. All the different things that are part of the picture might be just as inspiring as the colors. Anyway, I have a bunch more, but there's a bunch of them. And that's kind of my thought for what I'm going to be doing in that book. So, if that interests you, keep your eye out for those videos. And I really do need to go in now. I've sat here a little longer than I should. Hey, Janice. I'm glad you're here. Dark gray with a burgundy door. And oh, that sounds gorgeous, Janice. I love that. You thought of course you thought the kitty was the focal point, Holly. Of course you did. I guess I'm at that age where I would like to have a grandbaby, but it'll be a while. So I was going to show you this. See it over bubbled? See the white? I think that's where it over bubbled. But the rustiness looks pretty cool. Yeah. Tomorrow we're going to be on Tanya's channel, and we're going at 2:00 p.m. Central Time, and we're going to be making little collage notebooks, which is a collection of collage papers that you could use together. And then Wednesday is Same Sex Wednesday, so be looking for our videos at 5 p.m. on Wednesday, and and there will be, you know, the hop list on the video so you can watch them all. Hi, Lori. Okay. Before you leave, give me a thumbs up. Yeah, thank you, Teresa. Good night, all. Love you all and blessings. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.